think you're going to want some freshman that's coming in not playing his best. You're going to want to tell him the same thing, like we're going to need you, and you're going to be as much of an impact, as you were early in the year. So, we know it's going to be tough for sure. This time of the year, it's always when we get better as a team, and I'm kind of excited to see how we continue to get better, especially in this time where the quick turnarounds happen, and I think coach and our staff do a great job with 1-2 day turnarounds. I think that's one of our advantages.
With adding Thompson today, was a fresh start for you guys. Does it feel like that? I mean, this is the fourth time around for you. So what have you learned about that transition from all the Big Ten games to the tournament, knowing the other tournament is coming after?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird. I mean, because we go through practice today, and we're not really prepping for anybody. Or you're kind of doing a bunch of vague stuff because you kind of know 2 or 3 teams that you can play. So it's a little weird. You're on a different schedule from what you have been the last 3 months. But I think it's good for us because kind of understanding. We had a good team meeting yesterday with coaches and everybody. Just where we're at, and coach kind of gave us 2 cents on who we need more from, who's playing good, who's playing, who we need more from, blah, blah, blah. So, this time of the year, it's where, obviously seniors and experienced guys got to play solid and play well. But I think the guys that, are really going to have an impact are the guys that, the freshmen and the guys off the bench, those guys. And I think everything that we get from them, the more consistency we get from them is when we're going to continue to make our next step. And I think all the games that we played well, that's the consistent factor. So
the minutes that you guys have been playing, everybody's talking about Jeremy, but you and Jackson both all have elevated minutes right now. Like, where's the fatigue factor right now? And is there a fatigue factor, I guess, at this point, more mentally than physically? Physical thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good. I think, just knowing that it's your last go-around, that kind of gives you that extra little boost. I think maybe last year when you might take something for granted, you might be like, man, I'm kind of tired, and you think I got next year or whatever. Like I'm tired, whatever. The season's over. We got next year. But like now it's like, there's no room for being tired. Really, like Coach said yesterday, like we'll sleep in April. Like we're gonna work. We'll sleep in April, and we can be tired in April. But right now I think we all feel pretty good, and especially days like these and days before tournament, kind of understanding how we can get better while also not burn ourselves out is important. Especially, one-day preps.
I say the offensive numbers have continued to kind of rise as you guys have played with those minutes as well. I'm wondering how much, part of that continuity comes in with before you guys get out there.
Yeah, I think so. I necessarily don't want to play that many minutes. I think, I'm probably at my best when I'm playing, in between 26 to 28, 30 minutes. I think if I get above 30 is when it starts to get a little sketchy, and I think Coach would agree. And that's where, I think you're talking about continuity, like you got to have guys like Cam and Jesse and even Jackson, like, play well also, so they can come in and take some of my minutes and take, some of the burn away from me and Jack. So, I think they're ready. Jesse, I said earlier, like Jesse's one of the, he's mature enough to, not necessarily, he hasn't been playing much lately, but we know every day he's locked in and he's ready to go whenever we want to put him out there. We know what he's going to do effort-wise. Cam, I think, is kind of a loose cannon, a little bit, kind of, a little wide-eyed, and you don't really know exactly what you're going to get from him, and that's what we're continuing to try to harp on him. So he can get more consistent, and we know what we're getting. So
we talk about the younger guys a lot, like Cam and Jesse. Talk about helping them improve and things like that. How would you feel like you have improved, and grown in your time here to where you are now, kind of heading into the last season and postseason?
Yeah, I think just overall, like even just like the way I carry myself, I think that it, more confident, more of a leader, more assertive. I think even coaches would agree. Like that's kind of what, not even necessarily all the ball work and all the skill work. Like that's, it just the non-basketball stuff is has transitioned to how I play, and I think that's that's the big reason why I've continued to grow this late in the year is because I've continued to have more confidence and as we have good games and I feel like it's just keep adding stones and keep stepping higher and getting better every day. So I think now it's just, I'm ready to kind of release my, my full potential in this tournament time.
I know a lot of people, it's been a big thing, especially with senior night last week. But, how does it feel for you being a kid kind of in your own backyard from Jackson who is helping this team, where it is right now, and you're a big contributor of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I already got a lot of people that are texting me that they're going to Chicago and stuff. It's right down the road. My brother, he's taking a train from Ann Arbor to Chicago because he's got to try to make the late game on Friday. So it's like it's pretty cool to see that and be around that, and especially the support around my senior year and understanding that is really cool. And people other guys on the team that don't have it like that, and I know they do have good support systems, but it's not necessarily as Jackson's extended family, unfortunately, they're not going to come out. They can't come out to every game. They're out in Utah, and so that's why it's tough. But also, like, it's cool in tournament time when you think about possibly going to Houston or out east or down in Florida. Like those are pretty cool for the guys that are from there. So it's really cool being from kind of around the area.